Okay, today is Monday and I'm not videoing much today, but I just saw this. Do you see these radishes that are sprouting open right there? These were planted Friday afternoon. These are the 18-day radishes, so they're planted Friday afternoon. Right now it's Monday evening, so 3 days, and they're sprouting. There's a few you can see, and actually a lot of them were just on top of the ground. I noticed yesterday that a lot of them were not in the ground, so I had them dump some dirt on them. But anyway, so even being on the top, exposed to the sun and not as moist. Let's see, there was another big patch. Where was it? I don't know where it was. Hold on a second. Where was it? Anyway, I noticed a whole bunch of them sprouting here and there, so that's pretty impressive. 3 days, and being on top of the surface like a lot of them were, whether it be getting the sun shining on them and drying them out and not having as much moisture on them. So I'm pretty impressed. And this is a lovely sign when you're just sitting there and out of the ground literally just shoots out an earthworm, and he's happy to just chill out with your lettuce for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden he'll go back in the ground in a minute. So that's a good sign. I don't think well, I never, when I had a till garden, ever saw an earthworm just shoot out of the ground. And we've multiple times in this bed with the compost been sitting there and a worm literally just like shoot out of a tunnel in the garden. Actually, just since I've been sitting here this evening, it's happened twice. So what's he doing? What you doing, little earthworm? Where are you going? So I'm going to show you my peas. Let's see, actually the brightness is a little too bright for once. So these peas, their maturity height is 24 inches, and they can use staking or they can go without. And so I started making sure that they were reaching each other so that they would kind of form this mass of their own staking each other. And so a lot of them, some of them are short over here, but they're starting to get to where they're reaching and touching each other. And actually this one's finally reached, so that'll be like a little mass. This will be a little mass. If there's only like two, they're you see they're connecting with each other. And there's one over there, they're cute. They look like a hugging couple. I'll show it to you. Aren't they cute? You probably can't see what I'm talking about at the moment, but see, they've got their arms wrapped around each other, and this one comes over that way, and when the wind blows, it looks like they're sitting there dancing with each other, hugging and dancing. I think it's cute. This little batch right here, they've all, I don't know how many are in there, but there's at least one over here, one over here, one over there, and they're making a nice little, actually this one's a real firm, it's not a real wobbly one. They're holding on to each other real tight. And this one, they're coming from all around and reaching out into the middle, so they're kind of far from each other, but they've still made it. And so they'll continue, these tendrils will continue to reach over and grab those tendrils, and they'll end up making probably a nice little mass like that. They're just, since they're bigger and longer and further apart, it's going to take them a little longer to get there. But if need be, we can put one stick or branch for them to grab onto. But with them making their own little mass, it'd be like we'd put one for a mass, another over here and another over there, instead of having to have this big trellis with strings all over or poles all over or whatever. So they're making little masses. So the quail are very happy getting out here. They're actually funny. They spend the day in complete shade, even if it's cloudy or if the trees are out, and then in the evening when the sun gets lower, they come out here. They are pecking the grass, so we're putting them on grass that's really tall. I don't know if you can tell how tall it is, and so when the thing goes over it, it presses it down, but they're still pecking through there and getting it and liking it. We at some point we're gonna mow an area and stick it on top, and then the blades will be sticking up through the holes instead of getting smashed down. So their first place they were, I want you to see how much manure they ended up dropping. So that area over there, that was the shavings that fell through. That didn't work good, so we still got to get the hay in there. But that was just, I don't remember, 2-3 days, and you can just see the speckles of manure all over. So they're going to help get this this field fertilized and in a lot happier place. But we come out here and sit with them, and we talk with them, and this is a peaceful place, so we come out and sit a lot, and we always talk to them when we come up, and we're not having a problem with them being skittish at all. Let's see if you can get a little closer and see them. Aren't they sweet? We can lift the thing up and haven't had a problem with them jumping. Now they'll get in there playing and jumping around, but we haven't had a problem with them getting spooked by us being over here, even with the 4-year-old and the 6-year-old running around and riding their bicycles. I mean, they'll jump, not jump, they'll like hunch down like they're going to jump when they come running up and being loud, but for the most part they are not real skittish, which they're supposed to be. But maybe it's because we're spending so much time and having the boys out here, so that gets them used to rowdiness. But aren't they sweet? So we still got to get their back area with hay all in it, and get probably a shelf to put the feed and water on, and we gotta get their dusting area set up. Once we get that all set up in there, that water over there, they are going through that about twice a day, so they're actually drinking a whole lot. For sure once a day, like it's running out in a day, so they may not go through it twice in a day, but it's running out each day, so they're needing to get a bigger size water. Anyway, so they seem happy, and I think once we get the hay real thick in that back area back there, I think that's going to give it a lot more natural feel. And we're going to put in, once we do that, get some evergreen branches and drape across, so it gives them some little hiding areas. And I think that's going to make it a whole lot more like a natural habitat, and they're able to still get their salads and get bugs that are climbing up on the grass and climbing up in there. So I think this is a good system. It keeps them safe. They get to eat, more natural feed and not be like up off the ground in a cage all the time. And we get to move it, so we get the use of the fertilizer, and they're always on clean area. Well, once we get the hay in there, they'll have to get cleaned out every so often, but I think this is a good system.